Hi guys, welcome to another video, and in this tutorial I'm going to be showing us how to normalize our flat file by creating data models and also creating relationships between this table. For you to be able to model your data, you have to have what we call power pivots. Now, if you don't have power pivots, or if you don't have this showing on the tab here, what you need to do is to go to File. In order to enable it, go to File, come to Options. You're going to go to Add-ins, and you come here to Manage, and you're going to click this, which is the Come Add In. Then you're going to go to Go, and now you can see that I have mine enabled. Okay, mine is activated. So if yours is not checked, kindly check it and click OK. Now when you're done clicking OK, please restart your Excel so it shows. Okay, so normalizing our tables and creating data models is not so hard. It's just the same way we do it in Power BI. And if you don't know how to do it in Power BI, I have a video showing you just how to do that. So now, first things first, what we want to do is to duplicate this data. Now, we want to have a fair idea of what we want. We want the order table or the sales table. We want the sales table. We want the product table, and we want the customer table, which is basically all there is in this data set. Okay, so we're going to duplicate our data into 3 different places. In order to duplicate this data, just right click here, come to Move or Copy, and you're going to see Create a New Copy. So just hit that at OK. So we're going to go back to Sheet, and we're going to do the same thing. Okay, so create a new copy, and we're going to have that as OK. I'm going to hide this sales data because we're not using it. So let's just come to hide and hide it. So now we have our 3 sheets which we want to use to normalize this table. So first things first, let's start with this sheet. Now we want to make this particular one the facts table. For our sales table, we want the order number, which is the primary key, the quantity ordered, the price, the order number line. If you take a look at this, you just change it to short name. So just come here and change it to short date, and it changes immediately. Okay, so that shouldn't be a problem. Then these are all the things we need in our data. So now we're going to start removing the ones we don't need in our sales table, which is this. So hold your control key and hold this. We need the product code, okay, because it's going to serve as a reference to the product table. So we're going to remove the customer name. Let's move this. We're going to leave the customer ID because it is the customer table primary key, and it is going to serve as a foreign key to be properly referenced in the sales table. So we're going to remove all of this. We don't need them right now. Okay, now we have this, so let's just hit delete. So every single thing that we don't need has been deleted. And we have the product ID that would reference the product table, and we also have the customer ID that will reference the customer. Every other single attribute here is important for the sales table. You want to know the size that they bought, you want to know the amount, you want to know the units that they bought. You know, all of these things are important for the sales table. So now we've got our sales table up and running, and that is for that. The next table we want to normalize, we're going to go with the product table. So we're going to start with the order number. Hold your shift key, and we're just going to start with order number and stop here and hit delete. Now, what we need in this product table is just really the product itself and the product ID. So we're going to also continue from here, which is customer name. We're going to end here. Did I get everything? Let me delete this. Okay, this is the last one. So now this is all we need for our product table. Okay, but this is not just done yet. Now we have all of these, but as you can see, there are lots of repetition. Can you see motorbikes, motorcycle, the same thing being repeated over and over again? This is exactly what we're trying to cut down. So what we're just going to do is, to remove duplicates. Okay, so for that, you can come to your data right here, your data tab right here, and you come here and you will see remove duplicates. So let's hit that. Just say okay, and as you can see, 2,714 duplicates were found. This number of duplicates is going to impede performance. It is not just a good practice. Okay, you can see ship here, ship, but these two ships are definitely not the same because they have different product ID. Okay, and so the last but not the least is our customer table. For that, we just want to remove every single thing that has to do with order table. So we're just going to hit this column, which is column A, hold your shift key and get to this place. Let's go delete that. Now, the next thing we want to do, we need the customer ID, we need the phone, we need the address, we need all of these actually, because all of these are for our customers, but we don't need the deal size. So let us remove this. Okay, so now we are almost done with customers. Well, the last thing we need to do is what? Yes, you guessed right. We need to remove duplicates, because from here alone, you can see that this is number one and this is number one also repeating itself here. Okay, so we need to do something about that. So just come here, use your shift key and come here. So you choose the right columns. So come back to remove duplicates and you can see all the columns that we choose, right? So hit OK. And you can see 2,731 duplicates were found and removed. And now we have 92 unique values remaining. So just going to say OK. Next thing I want to do, let's just rename this as customer. We're going to rename this as what? Products. So just double click that now to be able to rename. And this, our fact table, we're going to rename as sales. Now that this is done, the next thing we want to do is to actually go to Power Pivot now. You can see that our Power Pivot is not activated. And this can happen if your data set is in CSV format. Okay, so Power Pivot does not really work well with CSV format. It works better with Excel workbook, XLXX, and XLMXM. Okay, so I'm just going to go change this data set to Excel format, and we would see that this place will be activated. So I'm going to go to File, Save As. You can see here, change it to Excel. And now that it's been saved in Excel format, can you see it has been activated? We want to add this to data model. Go to your Power Pivot, go to data model and add this. And you will say, yes, my table has headers. So you click, hold on, there was a mistake. There was a mistake. Okay, we're just going to go back. So look at where it did the whole thing, which it shouldn't be. Anyways, this is what we were supposed to choose. Come to Power Pivot. We're actually supposed to choose here. So add to model, and you can see the right range has been chosen. Okay, so let's hit OK. All right, so you can see our stuff right here. And you can see it has created this as a table. Okay, so for this, we'll just come here and we'll name this sales table. Okay, we are not supposed to have a space in between. I totally forgot that. Okay, so sales table. All right, so we're going to do the same thing for the product table now. Go to Power Pivot, come to add to model. Let's just choose cancel. Let us choose the right. Okay, so we're going to add this to model and OK. Now we can see this right here. All right, so we're just going to go back and we'll rename this what? Product table. Remember, don't keep space. So the last but not the least, we're going to go to our customers table. We're going to choose this as well. Hold your shift key and just come here. So come to Power Pivot and go to add to model. Yes, your table has headers, so hit OK. and we can see our customer right here. So you can see this has been changed to a table. The next thing we want to do is just to come here and name this customer table. So now that all this has been done, we will go back to our pivot table in Excel and we'll choose this diagram view. We want to view it in the diagram format. We definitely do not need this table. This was the first table where we made a mistake on. So we're just going to come here and press delete. So yes, delete. Now, this is our fact table, this is our product table, and this is our customer table. Okay. So what we need to do now is to, let me open up this. Okay. So now what we're going to do is to create a relationship based on a similar key. So in this table, the customer ID here in the customer table is the primary key. But we can see the same customer ID right here. So this is the foreign key here, which will be used to reference the key right here. Okay, so for that, let's just click here and drag it all the way here, and you will see the relationship created. So we're going to do this for the product code. As you can see, the product table has this primary key, which is the product code, and the foreign key here in the sales table to reference it to product table. So we're just going to come here and do the same thing, and we can see the relationship being created. And this is what? Many to one. So it is one product, but in this one product, we have so many sales of that one product in the sales table. Okay, so now our data set has been properly normalized and modeled in Excel. And just a little bit spoilers, our next video will be on exploratory data analysis and building the visualization. Let me just show you the visualization. This is the visualization we are going to build in the next video. So this is not one to miss. You definitely do not want to miss this one. All right. So if you're still watching to now, that means you found value in this video. Please do subscribe, like, so YouTube algorithm can show this video to a lot more people. Comment, tell me what you'd like to see. Also, if you know anybody that will find value in this video, kindly share the video to them. Thank you all so much, and I'm going to see you in the next one.